So. Alrighty. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a beautiful yet cloudy day at Chicago O'Hare. As we begin what I believe is the inaugural live stream show for Big Jet TV USA. And I'll have to kind of just work with the camera a little bit here to kind of get the settings all nice and easy, and then once we get going, we get going. It's a nice, beautiful, overcast day, kind of a nod to jolly old England, I'm sure. Not too rainy. Once again, I'll try to work on my panning. There we go. American 7878. Low overcast, they're going to kind of disappear up into the clouds shortly thereafter. There they go. Woo! It's a beautiful day. Beautiful overcast day here on the southwest side of O'Hare. Try to get that picture nice. They got a fire truck making the rounds here. The wonderful Chicago Fire Department. They do their little runs every day here, kind of around the area, perimeter, doing patrols and stuff. Take the truck out, test it out, play with the sirens. Chicago Fire Department. We should have pretty steady traffic today. Pretty steady traffic all day long. Today's a Tuesday. A little bit quieter today for a Tuesday, but you'll still get some internationals here and there. Let's go look at the terminal here and see what we got going on. Terminal 5, we got Lufthansa 7478. Taxiing around. Disappears kind of behind Terminal 3 over there. We got KLM, Aer Lingus, and Austrian. Those are usuals these days here. And here goes Volaris. Volaris is a Mexican carrier, Mexican low cost. Well, we had an Antonov coming yesterday, Antonov 124. I wasn't able to make it out here for it, but that comes in here every now and then. Not very often, but it landed over here at 10 Center. There's our departure. You can see the arrival for 27 Center there in the background. Little United CRJ. Woo! I'm sorry, what? Oh, good. Well, just as Jerry does, I'm talking to Jilly right now in my headphones to help us coordinate. British Airways, speedboat, Walt. Oh, there they are. Like I said, I'll have to get the camera setting here just nice enough. There we go. Let me adjust this a little bit. And I'll try not to talk the whole time so we can actually hear the airplanes, of course. We got a nice new mic on top of this camera. Watching out there. I really don't have the chat hooked up just yet on my phone, so Jilly will be probably answering most of your comments. But if you have any questions or anything, just shout it out, and Jilly, I'm sure, will relay it to me, and I can try to answer it best as I can. And eventually I'll have the chat all hooked up here, and I'll be able to give shout outs and answer questions and whatever. Let's go view in here a little bit to see what's going on near the terminals. Just the usual taxiing around. Actually rather quiet today for a Tuesday. That's good. It's good to hear. Yep, the new mic on top of the camera, I hope it works nicely. It's got a little, that adds a little improvement to the audio, hopefully. It's rather windy out where I am, of course. Obviously, it's the Windy City, Chicago, but that's really not the reason it's called the Windy City. It's called the Windy City because of the politicians who would talk and talk and talk. They were considered windbags in the day. And so, of course, Chicago developed a reputation for that and gained the characteristic name, Windy City. But, of course, it is rather windy near the lake. So we do have usually a good steady 10 to 15 knots of constant wind here all the time. If you're just tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an inaugural show of Big TV USA. I am your host, Jay from Jay's O'Hare Aviation. I've decided to step up here and help out Jerry with his USA division here. And we're going to try to bring regular to semi-regular live shows to you on a regular basis from Chicago O'Hare and hopefully some of the other surrounding cities as time permits for me. I'm a busy man, a busy schedule, but I do try to. There we go. Just a little bit. CRJ 200. It's a 50-seat airplane that's a great 40-seat airplane. That's basically what we remember from my days dispatching them for Delta Connection. I do now work for a certain major airline based here at Chicago O'Hare. In my regular duties, I work the overnight shift as a ramp controller, air traffic controller, ramp controller kind of position. Not really the FAA kind that sits up in the big tower there, but I sit in a smaller tower and help with the inbounds and outbounds and gate assignments and stuff like that. So when you look at the board and you see all the inbound arrivals and departures and where they're all going and what gates they're at, I'm the guy who takes care of that here for American. Air Canada Express off to the wild gray yonder. There we go. This is a nice 757-300 there. The giraffe, as we know it in the plane spotting community. Let's see what we got landing over here. Looks like a 320 of some kind. Airbus, United 319 or 320. And in the background there you can see the departures off of 22 left. So Chicago O'Hare usually has 3 or 4 runways operating continuously, even when it's a downtime here. And during the busy times, we have at least triple parallels going on, sometimes quadruple parallels if they're landing from the east, or I'm sorry, from the west. How's that picture, Jilly? Looking good? Perfect. Oh, no, for me it's not. We have people who are, well into their 50s and 60s that are still working as a ramp controller. Ramp controller is fun. I wanted to be an air traffic controller. Well, actually, originally I wanted to be an airline pilot. And I did some flight training in high school. And after a time of going through that and all the expense and everything, I had to put myself through college, so I did. I just didn't really have a lot of money left over for flight training and stuff like that. So I eventually decided to go do ATC, or air traffic control. This was kind of in 2008, 2007 during the big recession. There were not many jobs to be had, so I went looking for other options. And someone recommended to me, hey, what about flight dispatch? And over here in America and in many places in the world, flight dispatch is the folks who take care of the flight plans for the pilots and do flight following and behind the scenes stuff. So I was a flight dispatcher for Delta Connection up in Minneapolis for 3.5 years, Endeavor Air. And then I wanted to come back to Chicago because it's a place I love and I love this airport and all my friends are here, so I'm looking for new jobs. And someone said, hey, you ought to try doing ramp control. You like ATC? It's not exactly the same thing. And found some folks I knew and applied and woohoo. But yeah, it can be a harder position to get into sometimes because there are really only so many jobs available of that kind, but by all means it's lots of fun. You can sit around and watch the airplanes all day long, which is pretty much what I do. I just sit around and watch the airplanes all day long at my workplace. We got a nice C-Series. It will always be the C-Series to me. I know it's the Airbus A220, but I remember when this airplane was brand new and I was trying to follow it in its production stages. I was always a big fan of this one. I've not flown on the Delta one before, but I have flown on the one in Swiss Air International Labs. I flew from London City to Zurich. But yeah, ramp control. It's they usually are wanting some sort of previous airline experience doing something that is similar to the job. Flight dispatch is a good idea. If you're on the ramp, if you've done a lot of work on the ramp, then they'll often look at your resume. It's a fast-paced environment. Me, it's a little bit quieter since I work the overnights, but it can get busy in the daytime for sure. It can get really busy, and especially Chicago O'Hare being one of the busier airports in the world, at times it gets nuts. We're getting there. Painting's coming along a little bit better every time, I think, hopefully. Some of you may know me from my YouTube channel. This is my first really actual live stream experience. I'm just trying to do this. So I'm brand new to all the live stream stuff. So it's a work in progress as I learn to keep the camera steady on a tripod. The first time I've ever really filmed with a tripod, really. Most of the time when I'm filming for my YouTube channel, I just use two hands. And I would Two hands deal, man. Yeah, two hands deal. It's tripodless human tripod, as Matt Cochran calls it. And the reason that I do all my videos tripodless is because when you're often chasing airplanes around here, we used to have times before this current configuration of O'Hare was in operation, where we would have landings from 3 different places on the cardinal compass. We would have landings coming in from the west, landings from the northeast, and landings from the northwest. And so if you wanted any airplane, you had to be able to run for it. You had to be able to jump in the car. Yes. And so, I mean, you got to be able to be fast, and you don't have time if you want to get something to collapse the tripod at a time and jump in the car and do all that. So you have to be mobile. So that's often how I would be, when I was just, kind of starting out with the video here. I would just be, as mobile as possible. And eventually I was, well, at first it was pretty bad, to be very honest with you. My early videos are not very good. But I keep them up on my YouTube channel because I think it's important to remember where you've come from and how you've improved. So you go back to my early videos on my YouTube channel, you'll see some of the early videos with an old camcorder. And eventually you just practice and practice and try to improve. And Delta? It is Delta. Delta 320 or 319 series. Yeah, I was going to say it looks like a 320, a little bit longer. Atlanta, yes. They've... there was a Lufthansa 7478. It is taxied from Terminal 5 probably to the north side. Well, see, let me explain. Okay, so certain airlines, when they come into O'Hare, they unload at Terminal 5, right here, like Al Nippon, Lufthansa does this, and then because they're a Star Alliance partner, they'll taxi over to be loaded at the United Terminal, which is Terminal 1 over here. So Lufthansa is one of those. After they're done unloading everybody from Frankfurt or wherever they come in, and it's usually just the Frankfurt flight, they'll then taxi the 7478 all the way over to Terminal 1. That's not a great picture. And then they'll load them there. So you'll see it every day. It's the migration. It happens every day. Al Nippon, Lufthansa, they'll go here and come over to Terminal 1. Now for American, it's Iberia and Japan. Japan Airlines are Iberia and Japan Airlines are the one-world partners. And they unload at Terminal 5, and then they taxi over and park on K16 or K19 over at Terminal 3. So kind of unusual. But basically, they just don't have room over at Terminal 5 to handle all the airlines we got. And so they've done this big expansion over there on the east side of Terminal 5 to try to make it more gate friendly and more gates for the different airlines that are coming in. But we've had a huge expansion here to try to take care of the problem. Now eventually, once the master plan is done, Terminal 2 over here is going to get destroyed and rebuilt. And when that happens, I think a lot of the American and United flights are going to go out of that terminal, as well as a lot of the Star Alliance and One World partners will go out of that terminal as well. SkyTeam will stay over at Terminal 5. Delta is going to move from Terminal 2 to Terminal 5. And that's kind of the long-term plan. United is going to do some big expansions here with Terminal 1. And all this area that's over here, you see this area that's kind of empty, is going to get built up. They're going to have plans for new terminals. New terminals here. I'm thinking, I don't know, but I'm thinking American eventually might move from their Terminal 3 home over here to someplace out here on the west side, just beyond United. Because the one gift that O'Hare has is the ability to expand. We do have room here, which is something that a lot of major international airports do not have. You go to Los Angeles, go to San Francisco, there's no room. JFK. There's no room for expansion, really. Oh, they'll have to take down what they've got and then rebuild that instead. So I think what they'll end up doing is, just my opinion, just my hunch, based on what I've seen for certain drawings and such, is that they'll take down Terminal 3, rebuild that as an extension of Terminal 5, and then they'll move America over to the west side. But who knows? You never know. There's nothing official there. It's just my hunch with my head. So, in the old Continental livery. It always will be the Continental livery to me. Thank you to all of you for tuning in today. You're watching live stream from Chicago O'Hare International Airport. This is the inaugural show of Big Jet TV USA with Jay from Jay's O'Hare Aviation. We got a nice full Terminal 5 today. British Airways, Etihad, Al Nippon, Austrian, Aer Lingus, 28 Center. It looks like it. Out in the distance. Ah, yes. See if I can view out just a little bit and come back in here. Sometimes when the camera is focused on a gray sky like that, it just doesn't know what it's supposed to be looking at. And so it kind of glazes over just the way you might if you were staring at a blank gray sky. But we have a beautiful gray sky today in tribute to jolly old England, which is very common for Chicago area at this time of year, to have overcast skies like this. Let's see if we can just view in. Woo! Yeah, see, it doesn't want to do that. Gotta go slow, I guess. There we go. See, out beyond the cargo facility over here, the Fedex cargo facility, is usually the departure stream for 22 left. You'll see the aircraft all departing. They'll be right behind the arrivals here on 28 Center. I'm actually going to adjust this just ever so slightly to get the picture a little bit more level. There we go. So yeah, right now we got departures on 28 right, 22 left, landings 28 center. Those are the ones I'm primarily focusing on here on the south side of O'Hare. You also have landings on 27 center up on the north. That's more towards the middle of the airport. And then 27 right on the very far north of the airport. And eventually, once they get let's see, what would it be? 27 left? Yeah, 27 left is, I gotta remember, because it's been 3 different things over the times that I've been here. So I still remember it as like 27 right or whatever. We got some stuff parked over here on the ramp. We got a old 727, which the Chicago Fire Department uses for practice. You can see the CFD logo on the tail. I don't know the registration for this one. It's known as Felicia here at the airport. That's the nickname. Yeah, Felicia is the nickname that everybody has given this airplane. But it's used by the Chicago Fire Department for flight or for fire training on a regular basis, and then they park it over here at the CDF, the Central De-icing Facility, when they're not using it. And it looks like we got a Lufthansa A340-300 over here as well. There's more and more of the airlines flying here than normal flights. They sometimes bring an airplane in, let it sit for a while, and then let it fill up and then fly it back later. So we often have, especially Cathay Pacific, I think we've had sometimes at least 3 or 4 Cathay Pacific 777s here on the airport at the same time, as the airlines are still trying to fly a lot of cargo. But yeah, Lufthansa 340-300, relatively regular sight here, which is kind of nice because we don't see a lot of variety nowadays in the skies. Everything's either a 787 or a regional jet or something like that. But Chicago tends to get a good variety, at least we always have. I think that's Denver Air Connection, maybe. It's a relatively little new airline that started flying here. I didn't get a good shot at that. Probably should have been a little bit closer, but if you look on your Flight Radar 24 app, you might see that that is possibly Key Lime. Okay, so yeah, there you go. They do flights to Denver and such and whatever. Relatively newcomer to the Chicago scene. Yes, there you go. Denver Air Connection, operated by Key Lime Air. Good. Ready for the 747. Oh, hey, look, there he is. Oh, before it's triple. Okay, that's good. 777 and then 747. On the south side over here, we've got some massive cargo facilities that everybody uses on a regular basis, especially the Chinese carriers. Although we have 2 major cargo facility areas here. We got the south side, which is to the left, or I'm sorry, to the right of the camera that you're looking at. And then we have another one up on the north side, and it's called Northeast Cargo. Let's see if we can get a nice shot of this one. Looks like United, perhaps. Or All Nippon, either one of those. Looks like United. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Bigfoot touching down. There we go. Raw aviation power, ladies and gentlemen. Come in here on a regular basis. So it's kind of like an old friend, you know, you just see them doing and moving and going. Now he's going to turn off to the south side, probably because he's cargo. Let's see if we can get this 747. There he is. Big old queen on final. What percentage of capacity is O'Hare running? A question from a viewer. I'm not exactly sure. I don't want to say it's 50%. I think it's a little bit better than that. It's certainly not as busy as it used to be, but that would be my estimate. Somewhere around 50%. Maybe a little bit less. Who knows? The terminals are definitely not as busy as they usually are. Usually it's a madhouse, but every now and then I come in at work at night and it's relatively quiet. It is good to see the Queen these days. Enjoy these sights while we can. See if we can view it nice and close. Say hello to the pilots for us. So both the United Triple and this one are both going to the cargo facilities down here on the south side. We might see this 747 taxi all the way around here. That would be a treat. You are watching live from Chicago O'Hare. Indeed he is. This will be a treat. We'll taxi all the way around here on the new taxiway. I'm just going to set up and let the wonderful sound of the engines be heard here. That was very nice. Taxi by from the Queen. A salute to the viewers. China Airlines Cargo. They are a regular here. They are here very often. Usually once a day at some point. Maybe twice sometimes. Usually from Anchorage. Most of the cargo for Chicago comes from Anchorage. If it's coming from the west, they'll do a tech stop or a fuel stop there. And there we go. All right. We're gonna go disappear behind the hangars over there, taxi around the south side over to South Cargo. See if I can get a view in on this 787 over here. The United Move team is working hard. Who's on final? Oh, okay, so they went out this morning and then came back. Yeah, that's nice. Turning final. We'll see him in a little bit. That's a special. That's a good one. That's a good one to see. I very much, I mean, even though I grew up with the American Eagle livery, it's the old one. It's especially nice to see it that they've kept it, and it's some of the retros as well too. I like all the United Heritage liveries. An airline that remembers from whence they came. They have so many different people that still work there at American from so many different places. U.S. Airways and Air Cal, Reno Air, as they have liveries to salute those workers. TWA, of course, although I think the TWA livery is kind of a tough spot with some of the former TWA workers because they wished it was the old livery, or one of the different liveries. We won't go into that. United Express. See if we can get a view on that retro Eagle. This, of course, is something before it. This is definitely a 200. Yeah, this is a 200. You can tell they always have that characteristic weird sort of dive for the runway, like this one. You can see it there. The nose down attitude, then they try to rotate last second. Okay, so we got a Kalitta 747 inbound, we got a United 767 inbound. It's a nice day out here. It's a little chilly. Typical for Chicago weather. Typical about 60-something degrees Fahrenheit, which is what, like 15 Celsius or something like that? I forget. I'm not real good at conversions in my head. Nice overcast day. Live coming to you from Chicago O'Hare. My name is Jay. I'm here from... Okay, there you go. There you go. Yep, 17 degrees. I was almost right on. I have to try to remember those. I used to have them all memorized, but I just don't use the Celsius scale as often over here. So yeah. Look, here we go. United 777. Oh yeah, 90 degrees in Celsius. My gosh, that would be way up there. Pardon me while I talk to Joey. I'm sorry, guys. No, you're good. You're good. United 777-200, most likely taxiing out for departure. There's still, as you can see, we still have a lot of United Airlines aircraft still in the old Continental livery. The newer livery is becoming more common, but it is not as common as the Continental still. Alright, let's see what we got on final over here. Landings today are from the east as they pass downtown Chicago. Whoa! We went a little bit too quickly there. It's a little bit harder with the gray background, with the gray sky. The camera doesn't want to focus quite so readily. So I gotta pull the camera out and try again. There we go. 321 probably? American 321, I'm guessing? Yes, American 321. Oh, for the cloudy sky focus. Yeah. Probably have to play with that at some point in the future and get that sorted out. I'll overcome the camera's deficiencies for the time being with my skill finding. There we go, American 321. American has several different kinds of 321, probably unbeknownst to the people who fly on them. And the airline fans like us, we would know, of course, the app geeks. But American has several different types of 737s as well, not just the MAX and the 737-8NG. We have subsets of 737s within the 737 Next Gen group. So sometimes when we're making tail swaps, or sometimes when airlines are making tail swaps, they have to consider the type of A321 or the type of 737, not specifically that it is a 737. Not all 737s are swappable with all other 737s when we're trying to make a tail swap to change the airplane to a different gate, which is something that not a lot of airline passengers know. You are looking live at the inaugural show for Big Jet TV USA, coming live to you from Chicago here. I'm your host Jay from Jay's O'Hare Aviation. Trying to do my best job here with live stream. To keep the viewers entertained today on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Nice chilly day in October. This is my favorite time of year, this time all the way until Christmas. I love the weather, I love the festivals and the holidays. You got Halloween coming up pretty soon, you got Thanksgiving here in America coming up pretty soon in November. Oh, yeah, there you go. Woo! Yep, here we go. Shout out the two major airlines that frequent O'Hare here most together, American and United. Little CRJ 200. Woo! Forgot a little bit. There we go. Now I can view in. Spread your wings, little fella. Fly up north somewhere, maybe Milwaukee. Oh, I missed the 747. Shame on me. But anyway, we can still get a nice shot of it here. As more and more cargo flights have become the frequent deal, more and more airlines of the cargo variety have tried to press into service whatever they can find, it seems. So we've seen more and more of these unmarked cargo heavies here at O'Hare, especially. I believe they are relatively, I don't know, most all cargo is from Anchorage here, except for whatever comes over from Europe, but yeah, most of it's from Anchorage. Every now and then we get something from Houston or Los Angeles or whatever, but usually it's because it's made a tech stop there. Man, I'm doing an awful job on the 747. There's something taking off. United 777-200 rotation. Bigger object, the camera likes to keep this around a little bit like Southwest. Relatively newcomers to the O'Hare party. There's a number of different little airlines that have decided to take advantage of the situation and try to make inroads here at O'Hare, with certain gates becoming usable with less flights. Southwest found a good deal on some gates over there at Terminal 5 and it jumped all over it, and now we see Southwest Airlines here on a regular basis, which previous to this used to be unheard of. If you saw a Southwest 737 at O'Hare, that was a rare catch. But now, of course, it is relatively commonplace. I like this airline a great deal. Southwest, they always have really nice low fares and such and etc. Everybody knows them for that, of course, but good service. Looks like we got a nice little special of some sort. Looks like this is China Eastern behind here, maybe? They might be taxiing for departure. Yeah, it's a blue China Eastern triple. Yeah, let me see if I can get a good shot at that without making... Yeah, get a nice shot of that without making the viewers dizzy. Here we go. That's a little bit far away, but he'll come closer, I'm sure, as he departs, if he does. Delta connection, photobomb. Well, I apologize to the viewers if my camera is making you dizzy. I'm trying to adjust it just a little bit there. United 76 in the Blue Globe. New livery. Well, this is relatively quiet activity here at O'Hare, but you will notice when this airport gets hopping, you can't keep up with all the action. There is a lot going on at once. And it'll be a question of which do you want most, rather than which can you get. Many times where I've had two special airplanes I wanted landing at the same time here, or two things I wanted to see landing at the same time here, and you have to make a choice which you want. Good to see the United 767s around here still. American, of course, got rid of their 75s and 76s. Try to get the fleet pared down to something more manageable with the lack of flying going on. And it has been a good change for American, I think, overall, to see them kind of go to a more whittled down subset of airplanes. For the first time in its history, American, I think, is, well, maybe not the first time in its history, because you go back to the early days, but American's down to 4 different airplanes types now. We got the Airbuses, you got the 7.3s, you got the 7.8, you got the 7.7. There it is! American Retro. Embraer. I was trying to avoid a visiting wasp that was bothering me here for a moment there. He likes to get in on the action. Take out a wasp nest. What was it? Early September? Over at one of the other locations. I had to buy some raid and take care of it. American Eagle Retro. You'll see him come in and out maybe 2-3 times a day if he's doing Chicago runs. They kind of do that, where they come up here to Chicago for a while, do some runs up here for a while, then they go back to Dallas, do some runs out of Dallas, and they kind of go back and forth. So now that it's in the Chicago system for a little while, I'm sure you'll probably see it do a number of different Chicago runs over the next few days. Beautiful airplane, I will say. It looks, it's got beautiful paint on it, which is unusual for American Eagle airplanes. Just kidding. But usually with American Eagle, you'd see they were missing paint somewhere, or it's chipped or dented or something, or who knows, I don't know. But it looks very, very nice in the resplendent American Eagle colors. Action right there in that shot. This is quite the happy place for me. I've spent many, many hours here. Just come out here, relax, do nothing, think, enjoy the sky, listen to the airplanes. This wasp seems very aggressive attacking my position right now. I'll just tell them to subscribe. Subscribe, like the video. You on that first of all. Oh, fast. Chicago O'Hare. I believe so. If it's the busiest or the second busiest by aircraft movements this year, I might be surprised because the traffic has been down a little bit. But even so, generally, yes, that is the case. We are particularly busy. We have a lot of regional airline traffic here, which means a lot of takeoffs and landings. So. Yeah, that would not surprise me if O'Hare is still the busiest by movements. American. It is constant. It is constant. Oh, well, that's okay. I tried to film it a little bit there. He's over there. See him? The retro is still here. He'll be still here for a little while. Whoa! There we go. Yeah, he's behind there, hanging out behind that 7.6. Yeah. There's a bunch of stuff over there at Terminal 5. They're all trying to stage everything. And you can look at this. We've got a nice little traffic jam. Now, this is quiet. This is quiet time here at O'Hare. Tuesday is an off day, and this is kind of in the afternoon. We don't really have a lot going on here, but the traffic is still pretty steady. And you'll notice that's the case usually. Very rarely do we ever have nothing happening here. We had some days there in 2020 when, at the height of the COVID crisis, where we had like nothing moving on the field. That's extremely rare. Extremely rare. Yeah, it was depressing for sure. Because, I mean, you'd be sitting here with your camera and it's like you're at a regional airport. You'd be like, you know, which is not bad, of course. I've been to quite a few regional airports and done some spotting there. But, you know, you want something to happen, too. And especially you come to O'Hare and you expect there to be planes. And, I mean, for me, O'Hare, I used to live here sometimes, certain days in the summer. For my high school and college years. And, you know, I'm here for 14 hours a day, plane spotting like I would be. See thousands of flights come in and out. Oh, look at that. Nice little shot of this one. That's a nice one there. China Eastern. I like special liveries a great deal myself. I've been very fortunate to have flown on quite a few of them. And sometimes Special liveries have not been like particularly impressive if they don't do a whole airplane paint job, or if they just do little stickers here and there. But overall, I do like. There's creativity. When there's splashes of color or something that represents that they put some thought into it. So yeah, he'll be departing soon. Southwest over there is taxiing to the north gates for Terminal 5. American is just coming out. United is probably also taxiing. Well, they might be taxiing to Terminal 1. Who knows? Unless they're international. Let's get this American 737. American 737, and all the 737s have this kind of long, flat, characteristic departure generally, if they're heavy. Like this. There's a little bit of rotation, and they just kind of exit, screaming out across the airport fence. Scandinavians here. They're a common visitor here. Today with the 330. Sometimes they bring in the 350. The 350, if it arrives, will usually be the late flight. I think it's from Copenhagen. If it's not from Copenhagen, it's from Stockholm. Up beyond the eastern edge there of the airport. We're looking to the east right now. You can see the shopping district and all the hotels, and the little area called Rosemont, just east of O'Hare. It has a lot of convention centers and theaters and shows and stuff like that. Kind of on the east side of O'Hare. American 737-800. Looks like. Yeah. Something I used to do to try to get my camera panning a little bit smoother is I would stand out here on the end of the runway with my eyes closed, and I would point at the airplane as it went by and listen to the sound and try to memorize how fast it was traveling. And that's something I used to try to get particularly good at, keeping my camera angles and shots smooth. Because you kind of have to guess with an airplane. It's not like if the object's moving at a consistent speed, so you kind of have to match that speed. And I'm doing a pretty poor job here, but it's kind of the basic idea. So I'd sit there for, some time and just listen to the airplane going by and try to memorize the speed and then try to match that. So you have to almost slightly anticipate where the airplane is going to be. Now doing it with the tripod here is a little bit more, it's a little bit different. I have to kind of get used to that. But still, the basic idea, the basic concept is still the same. Looks like our China Eastern 777 is about to make a run for it. Look at that vapor in the engines there. Oh, it's beautiful. Well, thank you for your faith in me, Jerry. I'll do the best job I can, my friend. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Not the greatest painting job, but I still captured most of it. I wanted that one badly. That was a good one. That was a good one. I like those specials. Whenever I can get a special like that, or especially if it's a heavy, it's always a highlight for me for the day. And I think that's the first time I've seen that one depart here. I took kind of some time off this summer to do some stuff that I haven't done in a long time. Vacationing, traveling, gaming, etc. Visiting certain friends. Because I haven't done that in a while. It's been I used to travel all the time. 2016, 2017, 2018 when I was working up north for Delta Connection, I would travel all the time. At least 100 flights a year. I would go and see people and visit things, and so I haven't done that a lot. So I tried to take this summer off and do some more of that. I will post some more videos on my YouTube channel here soon. I'll be out here and get some footage of my own to post at some point soon. But I've been kind of taking a little bit of a break this year. Last year, 2020, was probably the greatest spotting year I've ever had. I had so many wonderful catches, so many great shots, and wonderful videos. And I went at it hammer and tongs. I really was out here almost like, 2, 3, 4 times a week on a regular basis. So I take a little bit of a break here this year. But I will be back in force. And especially as wintertime comes, whatever, we'll try next time. There's always another. But filming, for me, if I need an hour-long video or something like that, which is usually what I try for, it usually takes at least a few days to put that together, filming. And then another day on top of that, or another 2 days to edit everything down and put everything together and compile the video, which becomes a very large file since I like to upload in 4K. And then, of course, uploading it to YouTube takes a little bit of time. So sometimes it takes a little bit of time, but it's always worth it. But it is a bit of a production. United 787. Yeah, who we got on final here? Looks like something interesting. Whoop. Yeah, okay, there you go. Oh, Emirates, okay, great. Yeah, these are 777 Sierra, a dime a dozen. And if it would have been United, I would not have been surprised, but I guess it's Emirates. I might have. I'll have to look and see if I can find it in a moment. Delta 717 is currently here. They do come in here relatively regularly. Well, man, I can't do that, can I? Hurry for Emirates. Damn it. There we go. I got the touchdown. That's the important part. Delta 717. Now they usually bring those in from Atlanta or Detroit, or not usually Minneapolis. The Delta 220 is the more common of the two. The 717, I guess, will be mostly retired. That tail. I think this is what a lot of people try to copy. This is the iconic. The Emirates livery is rather iconic, and a lot of the Euro Special folks like to try to copy this idea of a plain fuselage, big titles. Some people do it better than others. Sometimes country cuts try. But this is the, I believe, this is the forerunner that everybody tries to copy. What are your favorite liveries out there, guys? Guys and girls, airline folks, airline app geeks. Have any favorite liveries? My personal favorite liveries are currently Fiji Airways and Air Tahiti Nui. Those are my two that I really appreciate. Both of them are bright and vibrant, represent something of the country. A little bit of an ethnic taste to it, which I especially love. I love it when an airline will try to incorporate something of their culture or their airline culture or their country or their heritage into the livery itself. It represents the difference. I love that. So if I can find an airline that will showcase themselves a little bit to the world on their airplane, I love that especially. Air India comes to mind. It's another one I do like. I do like the Air India livery. I like that they've kept the orange outlines for the windows. Yep. As long as it's not too generic. I do like some of the newer liveries. As long as they're not too generic, as long as they have a little bit of a taste. Oh yeah, China Southern is a good one. And Julie says she likes China Southern. I do like China Southern. And then, of course, there's just iconic ones that everybody knows and that I think never should be changed, like Lufthansa or Al Nippon. They're iconic enough to where Singapore, the airline industry knows them to the point where they're an iconic brand. And to change it would be to take something away from the brand itself. Tradition itself has meaning and value, then of course I think it should be kept and run with and saved and whatever, but celebrated, etc. I like the new American livery. I think it's a nice, vibrant change. I wish they would have kept something more of an eagle. The little thing we call in the front here, the can opener. It's not quite so much like an eagle as some people think maybe I don't know. I wish they would have kept the stupid panning hiccups here and there. Whoa! And then of course the camera, which is a problem focusing occasionally. Hopefully I can come out here on a bluebird day, just beautiful blue skies. Oh yes, Edelweiss, I love that. Edelweiss, when I've seen them here, I think once or twice, when they used to be flying some cargo flights in the height of COVID. They were looking for ways to keep themselves surviving. Yeah, it was we had 330s for a time, and then we also had the 340s come in occasionally. And I caught the 340 and the 330 a couple different times when it was coming in. But yeah, that's a special one, that's a rare one, and I do like that livery a great deal. And of course, Edelweiss, a flower that is known, represents the culture, or at least something of the culture over there in the Austria-Swiss area. Sound of Music, I love that movie. Yes, There was someone who actually did when we had Edelweiss come in, there was someone who actually took a picture of Captain Von Trapp and the children out playing the guitar in the meadows and put the airplane on top of it. Kind of a Chicago O'Hare Sound of Music experience. Oh yes, the BA Retros. I love the BA Retros. The 747 special. My goodness, I love those. We would see. That's a different Sound of Music. The airplanes themselves are the Sound of Music here. I probably shouldn't be yapping as much as I am. I'm just enjoying myself. I have so much to talk about. I could sit out here with people for hours and talk about airplanes. There's always something new too. I remember the days, relatively recently, not so long ago, like 2009, 28, 2010, where I could pretty much sit around and read all the aviation news that happened for the week on a Saturday morning. Because that's how few publications there were that were actually putting out aviation news on a regular basis. You know, something big would happen and it would be, you know, buzz, talk about for a week or so, maybe two. But now it's great. I mean, now I can't get to all the aviation news out there. My goodness, we have so many different publications and there's so much happening that's reported on. And we have lots of exciting things happening in the industry. As much as I'm sad to see a lot of the classic airliners retired and a lot of the airline culture, you know, from the past that I enjoyed kind of moving on, I really think this is one of the greatest times in this industry ever. We have so many more advances nowadays, and the airplanes are efficient, and you know, airline travel is some of the easiest it's ever been. Relatively cheap in most cases, in many cases I should say. Think about it, hop on an airplane nowadays and just travel from Chicago to Egypt or something like that, or Chicago to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia or something like that. You would mention that to people of years in past, of centuries past, and they would think you were royalty of some sort, a god even, if you're in ancient Egypt or something. Here we go, here's a 717. Let's see if I can get a good shot of this one. Hooray for the T-tails, they're still around. Hopefully I did a good job of that. There we go, 717. Oh, well, thank you. I try. Someone says if someone says I did a good job today, that's good. I'm happy to hear that, because this is a relatively new thing for me, so I'm trying to get used to all this. But this is this a Neo? 321 Neo? It's got the big engine, so I'm thinking it might be. If only I could get a good shot of it. Yeah, it's a Neo. Yep, the replacement for the 757 that is not the replacement for the 757, basically. I miss those 75s, man. They're such a nice airplane. I had the pleasure of flying quite a few different ones with United, American, and Delta. And, yeah, I'm going to miss them always. And I just saw a Delta 757 here last night. It was doing a charter flight. Yeah, United still flies the 757s here, and they're often of the 757-300 variety, because they take them out to San Francisco and LA from here, and high capacity routes down to Houston or whatever. Yep, Houston probably. Houston most likely. Yeah. Let's see if I can squeeze over here. this a Max? No, it looks like a regular old 7.3 to me. So we got a Max on final somewhere out there, and then also China Southern, which is unusual at this time of day anyway. So basically, here's how it works here for the airline departures and arrivals here. Sometime in the morning is when you have Japan and All Nippon and some of the Asian carriers get here. And sometimes you'll have a Qatar arrival, and you'll have Air India arrives in the morning, and you'll usually have flights from Hawaii and stuff like that will arrive in the morning. As you go towards the middle of the day, kind of about 9-10 o'clock, we get a bit of a lull here. And this is, I'm talking about when it's busy, when it's really hopping, like when traffic levels are up. Even 9 and 10 o'clock in the morning, you'll have a little bit of a lull. Around 11 to noon, you'll start to see the European arrivals here. You'll start to see your Lufthansa, your Scandinavian, your Austrian. You'll start to see those start to trickle in about noon. And then all throughout noon to about 6 o'clock in the evening, you'll have European arrivals of various sorts, plus a lot of cargo from Anchorage. And that's kind of the usual here. Put the camera on something that looks like an airport. Here we go. We're waiting for some traffic. Sure. We got a CRD-200 taking off. We got a Embraer landing. We got another one that's waiting over here for departure. He's rolling now. Embraer 145s, which apparently are going to be leaving the Eagle fleet here sometime in the next months or year or whatever it is. My friend Swain Martin flies these for Eagle, and you'll see his videos on Swain Martin's YouTube channel, which I sometimes shoot film for, actually. Shoot B-roll film for Swain. Thrill of flight, ladies and gentlemen. It never gets old. Oh, we got some sort of private something here. Looks like a Gulfstream 200 maybe. G150, G200. Want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Those distinctive wingtips and the engines that look like they're too large for the airplane. The only Max I've ever flown on is a Southwest one. I flew it from Midway to Boston, but I hope to fly in quite a few more. American 321. Who knows where this is going? Feel it. The air's got a little bit of a moistness to it, a little stickiness because of the rain. We had tons of rain yesterday. Yesterday was extremely, well, not extremely, but stormy and rainy and just, you know, bad weather all around. But I probably would have filmed yesterday if we had had better weather. wait for him to get just a little bit closer to the airport, and the camera will take over. Try to view in too quickly when they're too far away, and the camera just throws a tantrum and can't take it. There we go. 777, oh how we love thee. There are many airplanes that could qualify for the best ever built, but in that conversation, the 777 would probably be one of the forerunners, I would believe. There are many airplanes that could classify themselves as the best ever made. I mean, I can think of the DC-3, I can think of the Cessna 172, I can think of the F-15, the F-16, 747 obviously. It's that cargo time of afternoon. It's that cargo time of afternoon. Oh, 7573. Giraffe going for it. Go boy, up, up, up. Jump to it. 75300. Look to it. Back to our 777. Still wandering around the vast expanses of taxiway here at O'Hare, where we kiddingly joke that the flight itself is shorter than the taxi from the runway to the terminal. And sometimes that is the case. If you're flying in from Milwaukee just north of O'Hare, it's like a 90-minute. Well, I don't know if it's 90 minutes, but it's a short flight. Gaming question? Gaming questions. What games do I like? I like a game called The Division. Division by Ubisoft. It's a nice one. I like Minecraft, of course. I don't play too many games. I play a little bit with my brothers and with my friends that I have. Mostly it's just like a hobby pursuit. I'm not really serious at it. But my first and foremost hobby is, of course, plane spotting, which I've been doing ever since I was about 4 or 5 years old. How did I get started in plane spotting? Well, my dad and mom were from. Well, my mom grew up in Hawaii. My dad was in the Navy. He met her out there. He's a U.S. Navy officer, and soon after he got out, we didn't have a lot of money. We were in the hills of Kentucky. And my dad didn't have a lot of things to give us as kids. We were not exactly poor, but we weren't well-to-do. And so one of our favorite pastimes was just to go and get free entertainment by watching the airplanes at the airport. And of course, my dad was a naval aviator. He flew in C-130s. He was a navigator in the U.S. Navy. Oh, did I miss that? Oh, there he is. So yeah, we would go out and get a Happy Meal and sit up and go to the car and watch the airplanes take off. At a little airport called Pikeville. I think It's Pikeville Municipal Airport. It's a little private strip up in the hills of Kentucky, and that's where my love of aviation started. It's just this little airport nobody knows. And eventually we moved to Chicago when my dad found a better job. And Chicago, well, I grew up here in Chicago most of my life. I was born here on the north side, and before we did some moving around. And then grew up mostly in the southwest suburbs here in Chicago. So plane spotting has always been a nice, relatively free, worry-free pastime that I've enjoyed for most of my little life here. All right, I'll shut up for this guy. You that would have been way smoother if it had been my hands doing it, but there you go. Look at those. Look at the vortices coming off the edge of the wingtips as he goes into the clouds. That's beautiful. Beautiful shot. Too bad it was over so soon there. I know. Tripod. Thank you to Jerry for the tripod. I do wonder. Let me give this a shot. We're going to do a two-hand shot here. And I'm going to show you some two-hands filming. If I can do this correctly. There you go. The camera's off the tripod. And I'm just going to do an ad lib here. There we go. I have not filmed two hands in a while. But there you go. This is two hands filming without the tripod. It's not incredible, but it's decent enough. They don't call me Two Hands Steady J for nothing. See if I can find something out here to film. We had something depart over here. He's off in the clouds. There he goes. Whoop. That's probably over too quickly. There we go. Well, coming to you live from Chicago O'Hare, my name is Jay. And I run the Jay's O'Hare Aviation YouTube channel, but I'm filming for Big Jet TV today for the inaugural live show for Jerry's Big Jet TV channel. This is Big Jet TV USA. Right now I have the camera off the tripod and I'm just two-handsing it. We're just enjoying the abundance of traffic here, even on a quiet day at Chicago O'Hare. Hanging out with Jilly and the crew. I'm just going to step over here just a moment. There we go. And we're going to film this guy, American 7-3. This is what I'm talking about, how you just point at the engine sound and you eventually learn to try to anticipate the aircraft's movement. But it's been a little while since I've done some filming, so I'm trying to get used to this. Here we go. American Eagle Embraer. There's American or United 7-3. So there's a little bit of shakiness at first, and you just kind of lock onto the target, and you match the aircraft speed as best you can, and just keep following it. Nice little. Alright, what do we got here? We got something on final. It's a 330 of some sort, looks like. At least I'm gonna guess it's a 330. This is still a bit farther away. There we go. Woo! There's CRJ. Alright, back to our on final bird, whatever this is here. Oh, it looks like a triple. It's a triple. I was having second thoughts there. This looks like on the pond, I'm guessing. On the pond. Yeah, that's right. I'm usually pretty good at identifying my aircraft types. And airlines too. Exactly. ANA. Now ANA is, of course, everybody calls it, really. But On the Pond Airways is, of course. There we go, just two-handsing it. Try to get nice and close. This camera is heavy, so it provides a little bit of stability. When I'm using my other camera, which is light as a feather, that really it helps add so much to it, because you don't have to fight the camera's weight to keep the camera steady. It's just little things here and there. I'm not exactly a grizzled veteran at this kind of stuff, but I have been doing it for a little while. And eventually, you kind of gain there's little things here and there that just help out. This is decent. This is okay. This is it's decently stable enough. But I love encouraging people to get out there and take a camera and try it yourself, because it's just one of the most wonderful, joyous things to get home and see all this nice footage that you can watch whenever you want to. That was the original reason I got into the whole video thing in the first place, is I wanted to I'm going to put the camera back on the tripod now. I wanted to have airplanes at home when I'd be studying in college and wouldn't be able to get out to the airport. And I wanted to just be able to watch them, whenever. And so I was like, pictures are great. I love pictures. Don't we all? But I want to experience it. I want to be there. So eventually I was like, it's raw. It's not great, but it's something. And then you just kind of, increase in skill and buy better cameras. And the camera is now back on the tripod, as it was getting a little bit heavy there for a bit. It probably weighs at least 15 pounds, 15, 20 pounds, the whole thing, or whatever. I don't know exactly how much it weighs, but thank you to all of you who watch. Thank you for watching today. We're gonna try to make this a regular thing. Try to put out at least, we'll try for at least 2 or 3 shows a month, at least. I don't know if I can do it every week, but I can do it. I can try to do it at least once every other week, hopefully. But I'll try to do it as often as I can. I have a bunch of different things I do, schedule-wise, busy, etc., etc. So it's always got to carve out a little bit of time here, and it's always very relaxing. It's a very therapeutic experience for me. I always love coming out here and just taking a chill pill, having life slow down a little bit, because it requires, in order for you to film any sort like this, you kind of have to slow down. You have to, it's not really like a meditation thing, but you have to kind of, you take a rest. You get used to moving at a little bit slower pace. The world go by. Oh, it's been nice today. We've had a few heavies, a few specials, little things here and there, little highlights. American Eagle Retro is here. The China Southern, I think, was my favorite, or the China Eastern, I should say. China Eastern 777 was my favorite. Let's see what else we have here. CRJ. Let's see how close we can get to this guy. Yeah. Oh yeah, I should show some of that. Yeah, this is quiet time, by the way. Yeah, we don't. This is, we got stuff departing off 2 runways here. We got the American 738 doing a nice little turn there. 737 or something taking off over here off 22 left. There he goes. You got somebody on final over here. You got several lines of airplanes, probably for north and south. You got probably 10 or 11 aircraft lined up there. But yeah, this is kind of quiet for this airport. You'll see, I hope someday we return to our levels of traffic that used to be. And you just see, it's just absolutely nuts here. There's so much to watch and pay attention to. You know, it's to the point where sometimes it gets just a little bit overwhelming, to the point where you just kind of zone out. You know what I mean? You know, it's like you see a Boeing 787 for United or somebody else, and you just don't even pay attention. You just don't even see it go by because you're watching something else. Stuff will land on the north side of the airport, and you didn't even know it landed. It's American 73, looks like. I can get this a little bit steadier. Damn it. There he is. Oh, did I get the touchdown? That's southwest, I'm sorry. That's southwest for sure. But yeah, it is, we're spoiled here. We are spoiled at O'Hare for sure. There's too much to see. Time O'Hare was just a place that was just really hard to plane spot too. There just weren't really a lot of good locations. I'm part of an organization called the Airport Watch, O'Hare Airport Watch here, ORD, and we've tried to make inroads with the community to kind of inform people what we do in here to, you know, help the neighborhood watch aspect of this airport for security reasons and things like that. We've made friends with the different police departments around the area. And, you know, for a long time, you'd come here to O'Hare and people thought you were, you know, carrying an assault rifle or a bazooka if you had a big camera on the edge of the airport. And so it was very unpleasant for many a spotter to come here and have their film confiscated unlawfully or being told to leave or whatever it was. So we've tried to help kind of create a community that informs and works with rather than creates issues. So we got 777 going to take off here soon. Southwest taxiing down for Terminal 5. Nothing on final just yet. We got something turning off here, United. We got a nice lineup of departures for 22 left right now. my time? Well, it is 4. About 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Central Time here in the U.S. Let's see how much battery I got left. We got some battery left. We're good. We can keep going for a little while. If I abruptly just disappear, you know that the UFOs came and took me away. Just kidding. You know that the camera probably ran out of battery and I wasn't paying attention. I was too close, focusing too closely on the airplanes to notice that my camera was draining away. Suddenly, oh, what? Oh no, there's no more juice. But yeah, I mean, in past, I would regularly spend at least 13, 14 hours out here sometimes a day just watching the airplanes. Okay. Here we go. United. Gotcha. United 777. Well, I'll check the battery levels on the VDU and other stuff here in a little bit. Gotta get this guy first. Oh yeah! Oh yes! Look at that. Always awesome. See the engine parts come off on that one. Oh, I'm sorry. Too soon. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. It's hooray for United. They do a good job. They're our brother from another mother here for the American employees. Something people don't really realize is how much airlines actually work together to make the whole thing run, to collaborate. I mean, airlines buy different parts from each other, they buy different things from each other, they swap stuff around. Airline employees are always good friends together. It's all a system. It's all the lifeblood of the world, really. Aviation is the lifeblood of the world these days. It's all a big, fantastic operation. Try to keep it all running. Well, hello to all of you watching, I should say. Hello to all of you watching out there. I am not giving as many shout outs right now because I'm not really looking at the comments and such. Jilly is answering your questions and giving me any questions you guys have to pass along to me. I'm just hanging out with my camera. Some people have a guitar when they're going through college, and that's their friend. Some people have a journal or a book or whatever. My best friend was my camera. I had many happy hours with it, all through high school and college. Woohoo! Okay, departing? Okay. Should be. Okay, so we'll see Atlas Air to Wrightstown departing sometime soon. Gotta tighten that camera down a little bit there. Jerked off the mountain while I was taking care of that one. I tried to save it at the end there. Anyway, there's always more airplanes. There's always more airplanes. What a wonderful airport. that's truly the test, as always. If you don't get the one, brush it off, try again. There's always another chance, there's always another opportunity. That's a nice one there. Make sure this is correct. Well, the turret deck is at 91% still, and yeah, and most all the battery packs that I'm using here are all full or almost full. I mean, there's the possibility I could be doing like a 5 or 6 hour show here if I had the time. But I do need to kind of wrap it up around 4:30, 5 o'clock thereabouts today, because I got a few things to do before work. So we'll be on here for maybe another half hour or so, and then we'll wrap it up for today. But it has been such a pleasure today, such a pleasure to be out here, even on a cloudy day, watching the airplanes. Airbus 319 off of 22 left. Now, so the way O'Hare does this is they often send aircraft in the direction of their destination. So if you're going down to Texas, Oklahoma, Florida, you'll probably get 22 left as your departure. So going from the east side of the airport, departing to the southwest, and then a turn, whichever direction you're going. If you're going out west, you're going up north, you're going down to the southwest, like California maybe, you might get 28 center, or 28 right in this case, I guess it would be. And then of course, cargo heavies will sometimes take off to the north side, 27. There's a lot of airplanes moving around. And I do not exaggerate to say that it is still pretty quiet here right now. You should see it sometimes when it is busy. My gosh, you can't get a word in edgewise on the radio. Just listen to live ATC, listen to O'Hare sometime when it's busy. It is rapid fire nonstop. To the point where ground will just be holding down the button, just continuously talking. Multiple airplanes at the same time as the ground controller is holding down the button and nobody is reading back instructions. Yeah, it gets that busy here. This guy's got the gear down. This is interesting. Either that's a go around or he's just departing with the gear down for a little while there. Sometimes in my days of dispatching, we would dispatch a flight with the gear down they would keep the gear down for 10 minutes after departure, or whatever it was, 5 minutes after departure. If they had some issue with the brakes or whatever, if they had like a fire loop, brake loop that was in op, they would have to get an MEL so that they could actually fly the airplane in that configuration, and then we would keep the gear down for a certain designated and United Max. No card? Yeah, but it went away. It went away. Yes. You get a little no card. And this is behind the scenes stuff, folks. You're seeing all the little flaws and the little issues here and there. Yeah, it's just a guy and his camera out here on the end of a runway watching airplanes, man. This is raw footage. Let's see if we can get this guy. Yeah, here we go. This is a nice low flat departure from the 7.3. Oh, actually, he might make it up. Yeah! Spread your wings. Go for it. A little bit of sun coming out here as we end the show. The next 20 minutes probably or so, something like that. But anyway, there's always more airplanes. Lots and lots and lots of airplanes. Got another departure. No sooner has the one gone, we get another one. I think he's departing. Looks like he is. It looks like a 739 if you ask me. Vapor in the engines. Get up, get up, go! Positive rate of climb, gear up. Look at the blue sky. A little bit of Chicago sun. Nice gray clouds. Illuminated by the sun as it makes its way down. Go visit the people on the other side of the world. Share the beautiful sun with the people all around the world. Now a little bit of glare here on the back of the camera, making it a little bit more difficult for me to see what I got going on here, but still. There's got somebody unrolling out there. There we go. Yep, beautiful. Yeah, these aren't rainy day clouds today. Yeah, these aren't rainy day clouds today. You just got the sun illuminating the background there. Little 700. TCC, I love your comment there, my friend. Jilly just read it to me. Mm-hmm. Yes, there are two on the back of the Dreamliner, indeed. Hey look, we got KLM and we got probably Lufthansa going to depart here pretty soon. Look at that. You guys are such wonderful fans, I know, from joining the chat and the comments, you guys. It's hard for me, but I try to answer every single comment I get on my channel, and that is the biggest plus I've always had from my channel is the people I meet. The airplanes are great, I love the airplanes, but the people I find, yep. Atlas is pushing back, KLM is rolling. Oh yes, my friends. Look at that. Just little things like that. Aviation is a beautiful scientific experiment that happens to work so beautifully well. You take a big mobile home with wings and run it off the end of a concrete strip, people in ancient days would think you were nuts. What do you think you're gonna do? You're gonna kill yourself. But no, my friends, it flies. United 787. Well, I think when this Lufthansa goes, I think that will be the finale for today. A nice way to wrap it up. Unless we got something else. No, Alice was pushing back, you said? We may be able to get that one. Although, however, that is a cargo departure, so it may be on the north side, in which case we really won't get a great shot of it. We'll see it in the distance. But a lot of the cargo stuff, if it went to the northeast cargo, it's going to go off of 207 center. So... Oh, is it south cargo? Okay. Okay, well in that case he'll probably come this side. We'll hang around for that guy if he decides to depart soon. Yeah. Looks like Lufthansa is behold the Queen of the Skies. For the Queen as Her Majesty departs. Nicely done, Julie. Hey, no, you're good. You're good. I love that airplane. I do, and it's wonderful to see it here still. It's a beautiful airplane. Let's not be beastly to the Germans. Is that what they say over there in England? Jolly old England. Jolly old England, yes. Oh, yes. We have... Good, okay. So Atlas is on the move. Let's see. So that will probably be the finale today then. American 7-3. Looks like, or United. Could be either one. Kind of hard to see with the light. Oh, it looks like United. United also departing on 22 left. So see, they got to coordinate it here when they're landing. They got departures on 22 left while they're going arrivals over the top of them. So they got to wait for the arrival to land, then they send the departure off 22 left. So that's why you can often see that aircraft roaring down the runway as you got one rolling out here on 28 center. Let's see if I view out a little bit. There you go. Chicago O'Hare. So the main tower, of course, is the FAA tower. That's the big blue one. That's the iconic one that everybody knows. Right here. And I've actually been very lucky to have gone up in there twice with friends and tours and such. This is the City Ops Tower. City Ops is up here. They do all their... that's the older ATC tower, and the Hilton is, of course, the big hotel in town right behind them. I've actually stayed in that Hilton. This over here is the tower I work in. Not the one that's in the foreground, not with the white top, but the one behind it, the all-black one with black windows. That is the ramp tower that I work in. Right there. Yeah, and so I'm usually talking to all these airplanes that are taxiing around here, right around the hotel and Kilo and conference. So yeah, it's fun. And then of course we have another tower over here too, which is the Terminal 5 ramp tower. I know some friends in there who work there. And then there's another one they're building over here. That's the Terminal 5 ramp tower for the east side. And then you got another ramp tower over here for United. We have some friends who work there as well. That's that one right there. That's the United ramp tower. And then I have even more friends, Ninos Alexander and some of his guys who work in this one, this little one right here, which is the Terminal 2 tower. Whoa, 75. 753. So we got a lot of ramp towers here. Talk over the engine noise way too much. I get excited. Yes. It's enjoyable. It's enjoyable being out here. Just hanging out on a Tuesday afternoon with the airplanes. Yeah, exactly. Explained the absolute joke to me. I love that. That's great. I love that. Nicely done. Applause for the viewers. Applause for the viewers for sticking with me this long. Sticking with me for, what has it been, 2.5 hours or something almost? Almost, whatever. 2 hours and 4 minutes. Thanks for putting up with my my amateur live stream skills as I try to get better at this. Triple 7, looks like. Cargo of some sort, probably. Maybe, who knows? La France. The frogs are here from across the pond. That big pink building out behind where you just saw him touch down is called Wally Airport Parking. That is a very famous location here in the U.S. for plane spotting. It used to be known as USG, because that was the company that was there for a time. But oftentimes, in years past, if you went plane spotting at Chicago O'Hare, that was where you went. USG. And it was a great place. You could get nice, beautiful sunlit shots of everything landing on what was then 27 left, and then eventually became runway 28 before it now became runway 28 right. And now it is, I don't think Wally Parking is over there anymore. I think they went out of business when COVID took over. But the building is still there, and people still go there to spot, so it's kind of like a known location. It's a grubby airplane, my friends. This one needs... Oh, cool. Yeah, all the best to her, for sure. I do much less than that. The real heroes, those people up there in the tower, man, they are incredible. I am merely a lowly ramp tower operative who moves airplanes from gate to gate and talks to them and tells them where to park at the gate. But you guys who have to sort out the maze every day of the chaos, yeah, you guys are the heroes of O'Hare. Yes. It is quite a hoot. A little Cessna just took off in the background there. I probably should have viewed him, but I was more interested in the 777. There was a Cessna 402 from Cape Air that decided to depart, so had the nice growl of a Cessna 402 in the background. We'll get him sometime later. Get it nice and close. Woohoo! Real close. Yeah. We'll try for one of those movie shots as it comes around the corner here. Airplane is literally just a few hundred yards from me. That one's GUOC, I believe. That one comes here all the time. It's been coming here consistently for many years. Looks like we have our Atlas friends down here. Is that them? Looks like them. Yes, it is. Yeah, there you go. So he'll be on his way out of here. This one is an interesting one because it doesn't have the tail title. Globe with the Atlas the Giant. Mm-hmm. Yep, it's probably bought it as a surplus airplane soon thereafter. Atlas is a fun. They got a lot of interesting airplanes. Oh yeah, the Austrian's right over there. There they are. Austrian is just texting out right now. Oh, you know what? They're going to send the Atlas Air off on 22 left. You can see it here. I'll get a good shot of it as he's going. This happens every now and then where they send a 747 off 22 left if he's relatively light and going somewhere down south. So you'll see him you'll see him pop out of this building here pretty soon. So I'm trying to kind of follow him here and you'll see him pop up in a moment. There he is. There he is. Get the gear traction at least. But yeah, we have a lot of different runways here at O'Hare and they can use all of them and they will. So, you know, if you're trying to catch that special, you might have set yourself up nicely. You know, you're all in position, you're ready to go, and then suddenly they make a runway change and you're in the wrong position. Nice little curve. Turning and into the clouds. You might see him pop out in just a moment. There he is. Whoop. beautiful slicing off on its way down. Left turn, going southeastbound now. He is. All right. So, and then no sooner did we have him departing, the Austrians are ready to go. Let me see if I can get that camera centered. There we go. Perfect. And a rolling. Austrian triple cylinder, but that's going back to Vienna. It's a nice shot. It is a nice shot. If I could just keep centered, there we go. Let's get there. They have several different paint jobs. They have a couple that have red on the bottom, I think. They have one that's white on the bottom. They have the blue ones, which is the usual. So, anyway, anything else special? Taking off, departing, landing, going anywhere? I mean, there's always something. O'Hare never stops. I mean, you'll be out here until nightfall. Alaska. Aer Lingus. Yeah, it's about 4 o'clock. So, I mean, it is time for the departures for the Europeans. Yeah, Harkolux will probably take off on the north side. No. Oh, nice. We'll get Aer Lingus departing since they're ready to go and they're here. Shamrock! My mother is actually of Scots-Irish descent, whatever that means. Yes, my mom does have red hair. Yep. That's right. It's always funny the way we Americans talk about it as if we're like, oh, I'm like half Swedish or whatever. No, you're American. That's what you are. You know, you can't have descent from somewhere else, you know. But I'm not. We're all just a mutt. We're all a classification of mutt immigrant here. Just various different kinds. Yes, I know. As dumb as we Americans are sometimes, we do like to laugh at ourselves a lot. That's right. Yeah, well, hey, we get it from the British. Yeah, we do. There you go, Shamrock. This is Stephen, you said? Stephen, thank you for the comment, and thank you to all of you who have stuck with me here. I really love doing this, and it's nice to have you along for the ride. So Stephen, thank you very much for, thanks for your viewership, my friend, and to all of you guys who've stuck around and put up with my subpar amateur live stream here. We will get better. We will improve. We will improve. There we go. Aer Lingus. Alright, I think this will be our finale then. Aer Lingus A330 off to Dublin. May your luck be ever Dublin. I actually have been to Dublin. It's a nice town. A lot of great bars. 753 in the foreground. Doing a nice photo bomb there. out just a little bit. Woo! Try to hang on to that shot just a little bit longer. Airbus A330. Alrighty folks, well this is where I think I leave you for today. Let me jump out here in front of the camera. If you can see me. There you go.
How's it going?
Hey dude, how's it going?
Not too bad.
Hey, so I'm going to finish up for today. Thanks for joining us, live stream from Chicago here. I'm Jay from Jay's O'Hare Aviation, signing off. Have a good one. Yep. I'm going to turn the camera off here.